Welcome to the Goof and Goober Show. You decide who's the goof and who's the goober. Join Matthew and Regan as they talk all things from their own personal life questions to reviews on movies and TV shows. Now, your hosts, Regan and Matthew.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the Goof and Goober Show. Wherever you're listening or watching, we just want to just reach out and just say thank you. Really appreciate you guys listening and the support that you guys have been giving. It's been a great ride so far. I mean, Matthew, I'm your host. Hang on. I'm jumping way too fast. Matthew, I'm your host, Regan, and I'm going to lead us through tonight. Going to be the one who drives us home. But with me is none other than your guys' favorite. Your guys' Matthew, please stop. Yours truly, Matthew Leathers. Matthew, how are you?
Man, dude, I'm good. It's glad to be back on the freaking podcast.
Yeah.
It is so nice, man, to hear your voice, to see you, to smell you. I will say Regan sometimes, though, is like, he's like the dog from Up. He sees a squirrel or he sees a butterfly and he stares off into space and he jumps from certain things to certain things. And so we saw that right as we got in, is that he completely forgot about me. And that is how our relationship starts.
That is true. That's one of the things I got to get better at is focusing, and that's another thing why this podcast is so good for me. I mean, I get to be my best friend and hang out with him on a weekly basis, but on the other hand, it helps me get better with my words because I am not the best when it comes to just speaking in general. So just thank you guys for just making it through it with me. You know, we're here. We're making it through. And thanks for listening while I have my mind that goes scattered. But, Matthew, this is the question I did want to ask you right off the bat. We're on episode 8. Okay, we're coming up to episode 10. Okay. How you feeling? How you feeling about this? How you liking it? Or are you liking it? Or is there things that we need to change?
I'm liking it, man. I think we've always wanted to do content, dude. So it's like just making stuff, being creative, doing new things. I think it's like you can't ask for anything better, man. Getting to hang with the freaking bro every day or every weekday or every week. Jeez. Because we do live far away. Funny story, actually, Regan used to live with me full time back in college.
Those are the glory days, man.
Those are the glory days. Good old boy, homeless boy, sleeping out of his car.
Yeah,
well, that's another story for another time. But yeah. So we used to hang out every day. So being farther away now that he's got a wife, he's got a house, he's got his own place. That's an hour and 10 minutes away.
Well,
it's nice.
That's kind of a funny thing. Actually, I never really thought of that about that. That I used to live in my car, and now I have my own house. You know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a underdog story. You know, if you want to say, and
started from the bottom. Now you're here.
You guys should write a book, man.
Ooh.
Maybe Ant-Man has inspired me to go and write a book. If you guys haven't watched our latest episode of that, or even seen Ant-Man, that would make sense. But again, I just want to emphasize we're really happy you guys are listening and you're here. If you want to listen more, we have a YouTube channel that's at the Goof and Goober Show, as well as we have Instagram. It's the Goof and Goober Show with an underscore under each word or after each word, not under. As well as we are on, what am I forgetting?
We're on Spotify.
Spotify. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Spotify. Guys, go check it out. Leave us some reviews and have some good times. But I kind of want to get into the overview of today. We're going to be talking about some of the things I want to talk about is this new thing that came out actually on Spotify called Harley Quinn and Joker, A Sound Mind.
Ooh.
And then we're going to get into The Last of Us episode 6. There's a lot to be talked about there. And we were thinking about doing another episode or doing another two episode of The Last of Us in one of the episode, but that was just going to be too long. So we're just going to do this. And then we might finish off with weekly hauls. I'll show you guys. I might have a few things here I can show you guys. I don't know. Matthew, you got anything you want to?
I got a couple different things. I got a couple different things I could show off.
Yeah, I just want to ask, man. I just want to ask. Yeah. So, guys, let's get into it. I guess let's get into it, right? I mean, that's all we got to do, right? Matthew, have you heard? First off, have you heard about Harley Quinn and the Joker, A Sound Mind?
You sent me a Instagram post about it.
I did.
You did.
So it
I
sounds
watched
like
the review, and I did not watch it. No,
it's not a movie or show. It is
a show. You know what I meant. I didn't listen to it, unfortunately.
So this is a new series that just came out exclusively on Spotify, where it. Well, let me give you the synopsis. It's where Dr. Harleen Quinzel, Christina Ricci, is fresh out of a grad school, a new psychologist at Arkham Asylum, determined to help the patients her colleagues have written off. But her dad is sick and in need of an expensive, life-saving operation she can't afford. When she meets patient J, Billy Magnuson, a magnetic criminal able to manipulate everyone but her, Harleen makes a fateful decision, leading her and the Joker down a dangerous path that will change Gotham City and Bruce Wayne, Justin Hartley, forever. Harley Quinn and the Joker, Sound Mind, is created by Eli Horowitz and was produced by Realm in association with Blue Ribbon Content and DC for Spotify Studios. Now, this isn't like I said, a movie, a TV series. It is a what do you call it?
It's kind of like a podcast, right? Because
it's like a story.
What is it? So the way oh my gosh. You know how they used to play so back in the day they didn't have TVs, right? All they had was radio.
Right.
So they used to tell stories on the radio, and that's how you watched or listened to your plays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Forget what
it reminds me of Drew Zaromsky. Do you remember Drew Zaromsky?
Yeah, because he did a whole series on
The Awesome Show.
Yeah.
Awesome Show.
Yeah.
And I actually really like it. It's actually pretty dang good. I don't know what it's called or the type of project it is, but
yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know.
The Awesome Show.
The Awesome. Hey, what a name to get something, you know? Original. That's Drew for you, man. He's an original guy. No, so I kind of want to get into this. I don't want to get too into it. I don't think I'm going to do any spoilers for this just because Matthew hasn't seen it, and I don't know how many of you guys seen it.
So this is your pitch to
this
get
is just my pitch
to
get you to listen. Well, I guess my pitch isn't actually going to be that good because I'm just going to tell you how it is, how I feel about it. Because you showed me a week away and you loved it. And I watched or listened to Harley Quinn and Sound Mind. I didn't love it. It was good for like the first, I don't know. Everything up to like the last episode was good. Because the projectile was going right, and you're just kind of wanting Harley to. You saw that she had get her dad through some medical bills stuff, but they kind of, when Harley Quinn turns into Harley Quinn, obviously, that's just the big, everyone knows that. It wasn't like a long process. It happened really fast, and it wasn't like a Harley Quinn that we know and love. So for me, I just wasn't very on board with it. So I think out of this, I give this bad boy probably a 2.5 out of 5. Well, I'll give it a 3. Just because it was doing well, and I think if they had more episodes, they could have done a lot better. But they could only do so much within the 6 episodes. But I just kind of wanted to talk about that since I listened to it, and I kind of wanted to talk about it with you guys and see what if you would listen to it. But I guess not. Matthew doesn't care about it. That's okay.
Sorry. I mean, now that you give it a 2.5, I mean, now I gotta watch. Now I have to listen to it because
it's true.
You're a liar. You're a freaking liar. And I think it's gonna be a freaking 3.5 or something.
Well, now you got to. So I just want to.
I bet you. So, it might be similar to the Marvel. Marvel Wastelanders on Apple Podcasts. So if you look Marvel Wastelanders, similar idea, story driven, right? Like I was watching this not Lord of the Rings, geez. Wastelanders Wolverine thing. And it's like a
oh jeez.
Oh gosh. It's like an actual series, and it's got like a season or two.
Come on, man. It's way too
I'll turn down my brightness. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. There we go. Maybe that'll. So there you go. So it's like an actual story. Like
how many episodes they got?
How many episodes? So they've got 13. See, all of season 1 is 13. Yeah.
Oh, they got seasons.
Well, yeah, because they don't just have Wolverine, so they have Doctor Doom, they have Black Widow, Hawkeye, Star-Lord. Yeah, they've got a lot of different ones.
It's a radio drama podcast. Yeah.
Yep. Radio drama. That's what it's called. Radio drama.
Yeah, that's what you do, the radio drama.
Radio kill the radio star. Radio kill radio star.
Yeah, so I mean, do you think with this, I mean, first off, DC's trying to come back. I think that's a huge thing. I just actually watched what is it? What's DC's their mains? I can't think of the name. Why is it completely blanking on this? Justice League. Oh my gosh.
Oh, gotcha. The Snyder Cut?
Yeah, I just watched that yesterday. And
did you watch it all the way through?
No, I did not. I fell asleep, dude. It's 4 hours, dude. It's 4 hours. But
by the way, Regan is notorious to fall asleep during movies or TV shows.
I love falling asleep in a good movie, man.
Horrible. I remember, so I'm going to just tell a story. So there was this one time, Regan, and I think, was it Tyler you brought over?
Yeah.
I had just bought the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones because I wanted him and I to watch it together. And he brings over his now wife, friend that he saw on Bumble or something or whatever. He brings her over to my house, and I'm just like, "You guys want to watch a movie or a TV show?" And they're like, "Sure." And so I just decided, let's throw on some Game of Thrones. Let's throw on Game of Thrones. And yeah, You both fell asleep on each other first day ever meeting each other on my freaking
I
couch.
think it was the first day. I think it might have been the second. Or
It might have been the second. I don't know. It was the first time I ever met her.
But anyway,
And then I had to freaking kick her out. Oh, man. It was horrible. I was like,
it's the worst.
God, get out of here.
Wow, thank you for just destroying my ears.
Get out of here.
You guys, shut your freaking mouth.
Yeah.
She was bad, man. She was so freaking bad. So DC, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the Flash, and a little bit about the future, and that you believe that they need to go away for like 2 to 5 years. Or wait, what was it? 3 to 5 years?
I would say like 5 years, man. Like 3 to 5 years. That's kind of the range I've been giving.
Do you think?
And I hold to it.
Do you think they should do any side stories, maybe episodes or kind of thing, kind of like this?
I mean, yeah. The problem is, or the thing is like DC has to still create content, right? Because if not, then
They're not making money.
they're not going to make money. And the only way that they can produce good stuff is if they make money. But I feel like an easy grab for money right now for them would be to create an animated series, or like redo the animated series, like remastered. Excuse me, jeez, I'm getting off a cough and it's killing me, dude.
Well, I would agree with you there. I think
I feel like that would be super easy money for them, is to create an animated series, or for an example, they created the Batman Samurai movie a couple years ago or something like that. Like that's okay. That stuff is good, but that's not the DCEU, right? Like that's not the DCU that they're trying to build. So that's kind of the dilemma. If Marvel just stopped, like for an example, if Marvel started to go into crap and they just stopped all production of everything, then like they would still be afloat, but they still need money to be able to.
Yeah, I think
pay people.
DC is known, I think, more for their series, their TV series, because you grew up watching, Batman. They had Superman. They had Green Lantern. I mean, they had all those guys on the series. And what did Marvel have? Like just Spider-Man, pretty much. X-Men.
I mean, the early '90s they had X-Men, they had Spider-Man. I mean, they actually have a lot. Actually, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four.
There was a series of Fantastic Four.
There's been a couple series of Fantastic Four.
No idea about that.
Yeah, it's not like anything good. It's not really good, but I mean, it's a series. Back in the day, people probably loved it. Like if you go to, excuse me, sorry, I got off work right before getting on. They've made 2 TV series. One's that's like a little bit newer, and then one was 1994.
So this series that was a movie.
Yeah, there was a movie a long time ago, and it was dog crap. It was horrible.
Oh man, this is sweet.
That would be one of those.
You'll watch that on YouTube.
That would be like your Captain America as the Green Hornet that you.
No, this is way better than that. This is
no way. Stop.
Yeah, way, dude. This is legit.
It probably is better. Like, sure, I've watched some of it, by the way. It's not horrible, but it's not good. The movie.
Yeah.
Like here's. Can I share my screen?
Yeah,
Am I able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Like here's Doctor Doom.
Oh, God.
I mean, in reality, that looks pretty cool. That's the thing. And then,
Oh gosh, I gotta see the
It's-
visual effects they do for
for
Rogers.
Richards,
the
it's horrible. It's really bad. Oh gosh. I gotta see if I can Fantastic Four 1994.
Can you?
You can already see it there.
This is a
Let's see.
trailer. Put that bad boy at full screen.
We'll put that bad boy full screen.
Oh god.
I'm really just a clown.
Oh, I mean, they got the mouth going. What the heck? Oh, no. Oh my. Gee. Gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh.
It's so bad.
Oh my gosh. Oh my word. What's
This is so bad, dude.
Oh jeez.
I'm gonna pause that here because this is horrible.
Dude. You can't get better than that,
That
man.
is so bad.
I gotta watch.
I will say though. Oh my gosh. Okay, and I'll talk about this in just a second. And then, sorry, I don't mean to steal your show. I will say that their outfits, like I wish, they would have went closer to that route when they brought in John Krasinski in the
Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Like, oh shoot. Excuse me, sorry.
Oh, it's good, Matthew. Thank you.
This is what I would have hoped for, honestly. Something like that.
Well,
But yeah,
do you
that's
think
my opinion.
you wanted their suits to look more like that?
Yeah.
What did you? I don't even know. I don't know. Well, we're getting off. I mean, we're going on to Marvel now, but I wanted to talk about DC. But whatever.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
no, it's all right.
What, how did we get to there?
Because
to
we're
Marvel?
talking about TV shows, and I was saying that Marvel didn't have a whole lot of TV shows that were as popular as DC.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
DC had more popular.
Oh, what I was going to say, last little thing. Have you ever seen, oh my gosh, The Warriors of Virtue?
The Warriors of Virtue?
The Warriors of Virtue.
No, what is that?
The Fighting Kangaroos. Are you kidding me? You've never seen that?
No, what is that?
This show reminded me a little bit about it, but that had better costumes than the Fantastic Four.
Warriors of Virtue.
The Warriors of Virtue.
Oh, interesting. I bet.
Yeah. Dude,
well,
the freaking ninja. They're freaking ninjas, man. Like, or not ninjas. They're freaking like warriors, dude. They're the warriors. They're the warriors of virtue, man.
That's
They're the
terrifying. People get scared. Oh gosh.
warriors of kangaroos.
Dude, their costumes are that bad.
What's wrong with them?
Oh, look at him. That's scary.
Oh, whatever. Dude, they were freaking beast in this movie.
No, they were. I bet maybe, but these kangaroos. Look at this. Oh, I'm sharing my screen with this. I'm sorry. I'm freaking sharing my freaking screen. Look at
see.
That's. Oh, I'm playing it.
Oh, you're playing it.
I guess so. Look.
Oh, whatever. Get past it. Get freaking past that.
That's
It's a kangaroo, man.
yeah, but this
You
is a
said-
kids.
wait,
This
hold
is a
up, hold
kids movie.
No, it's not. No, it's not, actually. It's an adult's movie. You see that? No, go back. Go back. You just missed it.
PG.
You missed it. Oh, go to the top left there, where they're all standing on the bridge. Oh, right there. No, never mind. Go back to the other one.
This one?
The Ring. That kangaroo is the most BA kangaroo in that entire movie.
Yeah, but he looks like the most stupid looking thing.
He's deaf.
Yeah.
And he can't talk. And he freaking takes on the freaking...
Yeah, you lost privilege. You lost privilege to looking at my screen.
Shut your freaking mouth. Hello.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Are we making this like a normal thing? Bringing her in here before during the pod?
Good night.
I don't mind. Say hello. Say hi.
No, I'm sick and tired of this.
Okay.
Hey, Scarlett. Hey, good night.
Say hi. Blow kiss. Blow kiss. Blow kiss. Go.
Wow, she did it all by herself. Wow, impressive. All right. Let's call it down here. All right. I think this
It's
is
kind of a daily routine, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I can't believe you want to be a father. I cannot believe you, man. Okay, I think this is a good time for us to get into the real good stuff, all right? The goodest of good stuff. The greatest of good stuff. One of the greatest shows capturing the heart of America, of the world. The Last of Us. Matthew, we just watched episode, was it 6? 6 of The Last of Us. If you guys haven't seen The Last of Us, I highly, highly, highly recommend you go and see this. It is capturing my heart every day, every time I watch it. Guys, go out, watch this. I don't know how much I have to emphasize this enough, but I want to know, Matthew, what is your overall rating of episode 6?
I'm giving it a 5 out of 5.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm shooting the stars here, man.
Okay.
It hit everything that I've been asking for, essentially.
Right.
This episode it pulled at heartstrings. It entered us into new ideas of the show, like different aspects of the character that really, really, really got to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it was just a huge roller coaster of emotions, and I'm just glad that I was able to experience it. And big shout out. My wife hasn't watched, she hadn't watched any of the episodes. She came in and watched episode 6 with me, and now she's watching The Last of Us from the beginning.
How could she not watch? Oh, gosh. You know what? Whatever, Caleb.
Yep.
You decide what you want to do with your life.
So,
if you want to ruin it, go ahead.
It's a weekly thing, man. It's going to be a weekly thing.
It's a weekly.
Watch together.
Yeah, it's a weekly thing for me and my wife. My wife loves it. She eats that stuff up. She's not really an apocalyptic type person, like movie person or show, but now she loves that. Which is one of the questions I did want to ask you, Matthew, is what is making The Last of Us such a popular apocalyptic show? What do you think is making it so standout-ish?
Standout-ish, dude. That is such a tough question, because if I pick one thing, I mean, there's so many good things about it. I think at the beginning it pulled me in because it was like, okay, here's another video game adaptation, right? And finding out that Pedro Pascal is going to be leading the charge, like right away, day one, I was like, I'm all in. 100%.
Gimme.
Like this guy he does not miss. Any movie he's in, any TV show he's in, anything he's done recently, he's just been absolutely killing it. So Pedro Pascal has absolutely been killing it in this. As we've seen in previous performances, he just knocks it out of the park. Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie, she has also, when I first saw that they casted her, I really wasn't a huge fan. I was like, oh, why are we pulling her in? And she has been killing it as well.
Dude, I just found out some great information about Pedro. Well, this is coming from my wife about Pedro and Ellie. What's her name actually in real life?
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey. Well, Bella's had her own YouTube channel, and she had a YouTube channel called Project Hope, I believe, and she's a big Christian. She's in those YouTube videos, and it was all about praising God and singing some worship songs. So she was killing it there. And then Pedro, apparently he like sucked in everything in life. He was not good at really a whole lot. Apparently he was like a waiter for like 15 different like places, and he got fired from like all of them, is what he said.
Yep. I heard about that.
And it's just like, and then now he's here, and it's kind of crazy, and it's encouraging to me, because it's just like, man, you could fail, but you can still get back up and keep riding that horse. Keep
moving forward, baby.
And keep moving forward. Great.
That is like 15 different restaurants. Like, the crazy thing is like, I worked at Chick-fil-A when I was in college for a little bit, and I don't know if you were around that year, but I worked at Chick-fil-A, and after that, I was like, God, I do not want to work in like food ever again.
Right?
It's disgusting. It's gross, and for him to go through 15 different places and keep getting rejected and kicked out at places like that, you're just like, whoa. Like you're in the lows of the lows when you're getting rejected by those companies. Like, right. I remember at Chick-fil-A one day, some kid literally was like, "Hey, are you guys hiring? Like, I'll help take out the trash. Like, I'll do dishes. Right. Like," and the owner like hired the kid like right there because we're like, we need people. We need people to work. So for him to get fired and removed from a place like that, you're just like, I know people need people to wait tables, trash, dishes, something. So, yeah.
Maybe he's just too much. Maybe
that guy,
maybe Pedro is just too much of a bad boy. He shows up in there just all, hey, kind of thing, and it goes my way or the highway. And they're like,
my name is Pedro Pascal.
Pedro. His name is fantastic too, may I say. But anyways, I kind of want to get over to what my rating was for this. I'm comparing this, I guess, to the last episode. And I was not as excited or involved in this episode. I for sure loved this episode, not saying it wasn't bad or anything. But I was comparing it to, I guess, my favorite episode so far, which was the previous one. It wasn't as good as that one. So I give it like a 4.8. 4.8. I think it was still really good. I think I wanted more action. I just wanted to see some action. There wasn't a whole lot of action. I think they shot one bullet in that whole episode. And that was it. That's all I had. There was no zombies. But I'm excited for the next episode. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But we're going to get into it a little bit. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Joel's panic attacks.
Wait. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. How dare you? You son of a biscuit-eating sandwich.
Okay.
gosh.
I-
Go ahead,
I'm
Regan.
just so excited to get into it, guys.
I know.
Guys, we're gonna do the spoiler right now. We have yet to make one, so we do it ourselves. So spoiler.
Spoiler. Think louder here if you haven't seen it yet. But come back.
You can see the front door from here and come right back in. Okay, so yeah, Matthew, Matthew, I wanted to talk to you then about Joel's panic attacks, because we see in this episode Joel has 2 of them. Why do you think he's having these panic attacks? What's the cause? And one was at the beginning, and the other one was kind of when he got to the town where Tommy was. I wanted to see what you thought about those.
You know what I think it is I think that they try to play it off as like him being older, because he's like, I think it's like 50 something, or maybe 60 or something like that in this up, or the characters. I think they're trying to play off the age, but like he never had any of these problems before meeting Ellie. And so what I think is that he's actually, like, he realized when Henry goes and kills Sam at the last episode, right? He realizes that, like, he's not in it by himself anymore, that he actually cares about this girl, right? And somebody else had to save her. And this is just my opinion. Henry had to save her. He shot Sam.
Okay.
Joel could have absolutely done that. And I think he's finally realizing that he actually cares about her, and he has to protect this person. He could protect the people that he cares about. And so the reason why he's having these panic attacks is because he actually cares now. And the reason he's having the panic attacks is because he now doubt starts to creep in. I'd be willing to bet money this isn't the first time he's had these panic attacks when we go back and we look at, like, tests. If they ever come back and look at, like, a test situation, I bet you, like, him protecting Tess, him being in love with Tess, him being the protector, there's got to be at least a point where he's had something similar. And yeah, I think age probably plays a role, but I think the reason why it's now affecting him is because he cares about Ellie. He wants to protect her. He actually thinks of her as his daughter. And so you're stunned in fear. Like, if you ever had, like, a nightmare and you had, like, what is it called? The sleeping spell or whatever. You can't move your legs or your arms.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's not that you can't move. It just feels like you have heavy breathing and you feel like you can't move, and it's because you're fearful, you're scared. And he's finally reached a point where he's scared for Ellie and wants to protect Ellie.
Yeah, I think
that's my thought.
For me, when those whole things were happening, I was like, oh, panic attack, obviously. But I don't know, like, I was thinking Tony Stark when he Iron Man 3, when he started having his panic attacks in those movies. And man, I think the main cause of these obviously is that he's losing control. He's understanding right now his journey is coming to an end. He's already lost everyone from Tess. Now with Tommy, his brother, he thinks he's going to lose his brother too. So he's going to try to hold on to the things that most matter to him, and that is Ellie. Now, I kind of wanted to bring it back to the question I asked you last time about The Last of Us, about, do you think Joel views Ellie as his daughter Sarah or Tess? And I think in this episode, you're seeing more that he's seeing Ellie as Sarah.
Yeah.
Because
100% agree.
Because now he's caring more and more. And then you have right before in the second panic attack, you see this little glimpse of hope where you see kind of the back hair that looks like his daughter Sarah's hair, and he's hoping maybe it is her. For some reason, she's still alive. Obviously, couldn't be because she died. But in that moment, his panic attack pretty much left. He wasn't having it anymore. And as well as that was about the time that he got into a fight with his brother Tommy and was just going to leave and basically be done with Tommy. So it's, I think a lot of it is to do with Ellie, but also just losing everyone. So,
yeah. I mean, when you go like, I've never had to deal with what he's had to deal with, like literally holding his daughter and his daughter dying in his arms, like
the trauma,
dude, that like, ooh, like pretty close to dropping me to tears.
Right.
In that episode, and I think now, and this is where after episode 5, where we see that, she was pretty close to, she could have gotten killed from Sam. Could have been shot from Henry. Like, a lot of things could have gone wrong, and I think he's starting to realize there's a lot of variables that he doesn't have control over because of age, because of a lot of different stuff.
Right.
Can't hear out of his right ear. Like, there's a lot of stuff there. And I think that's where, it plays beautifully into like the relationship that, Tommy and Joel, they had in the past, and then in Tommy not realizing the things that has changed about Joel. In this episode, we see a lot of discrepancy between those two characters, because Joel used to be this big, confident, he could do all of this stuff by himself. And before Ellie, he probably would have just been like, I got this, bro. Like, I don't need your help. Like, I don't need you to do any of this. But now that he actually cares about this person and he loves her, like, as his daughter, now he's even more scared. So 100% agree with you on that. I really thought, like, the second one, or the second panic attack, when they showed the girl with the poofy hair, I was like, they're doing it. They're doing it. Like, something happened, split Tommy and Joel, and Tommy took the daughter and got her saved somehow. I don't know. I was just hoping that would happen. But
dude, no way. You made that prediction so long ago, and there was no way that was going to happen.
There's hope, man. I almost cried during that episode. That's why I had a lot of hope, dude.
I told you. So I had watched this before, Matthew, and I told him, get the Kleenexes ready because it's a tearjerker.
Freaking Kleenexes, man.
My wife cried, TBH, and it's a crazy story, guys.
She is such a freaking sappy pants, though.
We'll talk about this later, but there are 9 episodes. We are on episode 6, so we know there's 3 more episodes coming out. But I do want to talk about Tommy, because obviously Joel finds Tommy and this community that he finds Tommy in. The reason why Tommy couldn't or was out of contact with Joel is because this community sets strict rules about their whole thing. And they were also forgiving because they know that Tommy and Joel have murdered people. But this is the question I had when they had said this and were bringing up Joel and Tommy's past about murdering people, because they also admit that they kill and murder people who aren't friendly is what they say. Are they being a little do you think they actually follow those rules? Are they being a little hypocrites?
I think well, yeah, dude, I think that absolutely, like, they're being hypocritical. But, like, I also think, because I thought about this during the episode, as I was just thinking to myself, okay, like, I understand the idea of protecting the people that you're with, right? I understand that. But when you bring somebody in, or you decide to not bring somebody in, you're doing the same thing that you're trying to avoid when you're bringing somebody, or when you're avoiding somebody to come in. So that's that's what I was thinking about, because it's like, who knows? Maybe they have something valuable to bring to the table. You know, and there's, the short answer is yes. They're very hypocritical about
Yeah.
it. Like, yeah, they literally come up to Joel and Ellie on horseback with guns literally pointing at their face.
Ready to shoot them.
Yeah, exactly. They bring a dog out to sniff out the people. Actually, technically, he had 3 panic attacks. And the dog one was a technical panic attack.
Yeah.
It was like a forced one.
Yeah. I mean, that,
you could tell he was like,
what would you do? What would you do in that situation? If you were Joel, if you're surrounded by guys and you're basically your daughter, they tell her to take 5 steps back just because, and that there's.
Yeah. It's a losing battle, dude. Like, if I'm surrounded by 10 people,
there's nothing you can do. There's nothing
you can do. You comply, and then you find your way out, type thing.
Yeah, dude, that would be so.
That's why. And I know this is a little off topic, but this also is kind of a point that I would like to have, like an armed, like a gun next to my bed, for an example. Because if I ever got bombarded or a robber came into the house, like, I would never want to be in that situation where I have no protection or no way of getting out. It's just literally I'm defenseless. So I don't know. I think you just comply and you try to figure it out. It's such a tough situation. Like, I would make sure if it was my daughter, like, I would be standing in front of her, and like, there would be no way we're separating.
Yeah.
Like, they would have to force me to separate.
No, I get that. And that's, I don't know. For Joel, I think that's just a difficult situation. And his whole life has been difficult, and he's going to hold on to the things that really matter most to him. And Ellie is one of those things. And this is just, it's sad. I don't know, just to see that. One of the questions I did want to talk about, because Tommy's wife, I forget what her name is actually. LaFonda.
I'm kidding.
Oh, is it?
It's not. I'm just kidding.
Screw you, man.
LaFonda's from Napoleon Dynamite, I think.
Yeah. Screw you, man. Anyway,
these Max, I've been talking to babes all day.
Why don't you come down here and tell me, Napoleon? What?
What?
Why don't you come down here and tell me? Okay. Anyway.
Dancing all day.
Okay, I wanted to actually ask this question before I ask this. Because she started talking about their community and what they do, and brought up communism. And she basically said that this whole community is how communism works. So my question is, does communism work in this setting? Is this where communism works? When the world is burning?
Yeah, I think so.
You do?
I would rather, because here's the thing. Well, we see two sides of the coin, right? Like in episode 1, we see a capitalistic society, right? They have money. They have, like, you can earn your wage. You can pay for your own things and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Whereas this, obviously they're flourishing because everybody's working together. I think communism in this scenario, if people are willing to work together and they actually care or have the same goal and same thing in mind, sure, it works. But we look at episode 1 where, like, they've got to sneak around to get stuff. They got police guarding everything, right? Like, they can't do anything that's
There's not a whole lot of freedom, kind of thing.
There's not a whole lot of freedom. You could get whatever you want, basically. Versus, like, this scenario, it's like everybody's pitching in to pitch in, and everybody has their own role. So yes, I think so. But in reality, in the grand scheme of things, there's a reason why when you have a functioning world that's not in peril like this world or the world that they're in, capitalism far outweighs communism any day of the week. Because the difference is there's not a world that's completely destroyed and ruined and all rules and regulations are completely turned, pretty much, right? Nobody can enforce anything, right? You can murder somebody, not go to jail. You can steal things from people and not get in trouble. You can do pretty much anything you want.
Right.
But what this does is it brings a community together of people who actually want to do the same thing, who come together, who, you know, want to grow this particular place in Wyoming. So yeah, I think it does work, but
all right.
I don't know. It's such a touchy subject because I'm a capitalist at heart, right? Like capitalism is like, I think capitalism absolutely works. I wouldn't be where I am today without capitalism. Like I would probably be stuck doing whatever job that the government provides for me. You know,
but like, I mean, that's basically, because I feel like, yeah, it works in this setting because it's obviously fictional and they make it work. But in reality, you really have to have a lot of people really fixed on a common goal in this.
Yes.
And I think in a perfect world, communism or socialism works in a perfect world. But we don't live in a perfect world. We live in a very corrupt, and I think corruption doesn't just neglect people like this. I think people here, obviously, there were higher ups and people in power there, and they got elected that way. So there are also people who get elected, and in that way, I think there's still some type of but like
it also, and I don't know if it's in the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Screw you.
I don't know if I got it. I know she was trying to push capitalism, but I don't know if they actually, or excuse me, communism. I know she was trying to push for communism in that setting,
right?
But we also just didn't get enough of the world building, if that makes sense, to know like, hey, how do people get fed, right? Like, how do people buy clothes? I mean, obviously, like they have houses and stuff that they just give to people, right? Like they gave it to Joel and Ellie to stay in,
right?
So that's where it's like, you know, that piece I see is okay. I see that, but then I also see the shop where he was trying to fix his shoes. Okay, what's that shop used for? Like, do people actually come in and spend their own money, or are they appointed money? How does that whole system work?
Well, that's another good point because they also do trading there. That's how Ellie got her whole new outfit.
Exactly.
So it's not necessarily pure communism then. It's
exactly.
There's some trading involved. So I don't think they're right.
The big eggplant colors.
Yeah.
She was so pissed about that.
Okay. Well, here's another question I have about this whole thing, because we were told in the beginning that the fungi, whatever thing he is, can't survive in certain temperatures. That it doesn't survive in the human body because it's too warm. But then it mutated, and so now it can survive in that type of climate. You think being in this cold, because now they're in like a winter setting, do you think that they're going to, the infected, we're going to see a lot less infected because we're in the cold? Or do you think that they have mutated to endure the cold?
That is a really good question, and I didn't even think about that, man. I don't think we saw a single infected person.
Nope.
Throughout that entire episode, now that I think about it, it was literally, wow. There was literally no infected. I don't know, man.
But
I would that would be the prime spot, prime place to go if that's
right.
the case. If they're not in the cold, like stay in the cold areas and you're good. Sorry about that. And you're good.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't see a single one.
No, you didn't see one, but you were also told that, I mean, this is in Colorado, so the temperature changes, and that the river of death that they send down, they'll send down some infected through that, but it's in Colorado. Colorado has warm days, so I'm assuming that they do migrate up there, but during the cold days, it could be that. So I was thinking that, like, if I were living there, I'd probably migrate up north, because that's as well. I loved the couple at the beginning that were out in the middle of nowhere and really had no idea what's actually going on in the world, and just
actually, you know what?
Life.
That is so true. I don't think they ever see like.
No, they don't see it. That's why I gave it a 4.8. 4.
Yeah,
there wasn't a whole lot of action.
Well, this episode to me didn't need action. It was good.
Over there,
But man, actually, now that I think about it, that is so true. Why not just migrate north to where it's cold? The guys, he said, hey, only like if you go down towards the river of death will you finally see whatever. And it got warmer as they got closer to the
right
river of death.
Right.
So that is a good observation.
Yeah, man. Just me. This is what you do get when you will listen to the Goof and Goober show, guys. Some great insight on the show. Some maybe things that they should have thought about. The Regan divorce mind overcame the last.
Overcame it. Did you know they filmed it in Alberta?
Really?
Canada. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep.
That's well, I'm assuming then maybe it was cold there.
Yeah.
I guess what's the significance?
I would imagine it would be
filming in Alberta, Canada.
It's cold in Canada. It's colder than it is here.
Well, yeah, but
it's more north.
It's more north. Fun stuff, dude. What was I going to say about that now? About the I mean, if I were, I guess I wouldn't have known too much about the variant, or not even the variant, the fungi, that I would know to, maybe I should go to a warmer weather or colder weather where the fungi won't survive. So you could go maybe in the summer down to Texas where it gets to 100-some degrees too. And that could be another way of avoiding the whole virus whatever thing. But yeah, I don't know. Here we go. Let's get into now Joel and Ellie and this whole dynamic. Do you think of Joel basically telling Ellie that he's going to leave her and she needs to stay with Tommy, and he's going to go do his own thing? Do you think that Joel is right in doing so, leaving her? Or
you mean letting Tommy take her to wherever they were supposed to go?
Yeah.
Shoot, man, because it's like you do bring up some valid, he does bring up some valid points when he's talking to Tommy in the shoe while he's trying to fix his shoe. Is that like, hey, he's getting older. Like, you could tell physically Tommy is just in better shape, right? He's younger.
Yep.
He's obviously been eating properly. Like, you could tell that Joel's been through a lot. And knowing that, hey, he can't hear out of his right ear. He's literally, like, he's physically slower. Like, he physically shows it, and they represent it in the show, and he's having this heart thing. And I think it puts Ellie in a lot of danger, but my reaction is, if that were my daughter, is I would not trust. I mean, sure, I would trust you, for an example, to do it, but
thanks, dude.
Like, I'm gonna do I'm going to do everything I possibly can to go with them. I'm not going to leave like you two to try to do it yourself. Like I'm going to tag along and join. So I think that's how they should have done it. And then,
Yeah,
you know,
but the thing is, it's just
gone
Joel
together.
is pushing back. He doesn't want to care about really anyone, I think, because everyone has hurt him and everyone has died. So it just makes more sense to him to just, I don't want to be with anyone. I'm going to kind of just do my own thing, and if I gotta just care about myself and not anybody else. And
The way I look at it is I've been in him, not in his exact position, but let me rephrase. I've been in a position where I'm trying to push people away because I'm going to be doing whatever, and you know, I care about this person, but I'm going to purposely push them away because I don't want to feel the pain of whatever might happen. Like, for an example, when I wasn't going to come back my first year of college, like, I purposely tried not to message people. I purposely, like, ignored text messages. And I was just like, I don't want to have to try to explain why I'm not coming back or how I feel about the situation or, you know, and over time, I was like, you know what? I care about these people. I care about the school that I was going to. I care about all this stuff. So now I'm going to take that step to just jump all in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's the kind of thing that he had to experience. And it was really quick, actually. I feel like they should have let him go for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, like a freaking riding, like a knight coming down, just freaking Pedro Pascal on a freaking horse coming. Hey, come on! Please! Oh, yeah! Come on! Like, I feel like that and of course the way they did it was good too, but
yeah,
I feel like he had, and this is just my thought, is I feel like he should have felt like he lost her and then went to go get her. I think that would have been a big character move there.
Yeah, but I think this way is even better for themselves because this shows that Pedro isn't really fully all in because he's made Ellie make the choice. It's not necessarily his choice, and he wouldn't have cared too much. And so I think, I mean, we don't necessarily know what's going to happen, but I think there's 2 other episodes after this. Well, 3 other episodes. I know what this next episode is going to be about, so I know it's 2 episodes after this one.
How do you know what this one's going to be about?
If you watch the whole thing, if you go past the end credits, it tells you not only what the next episode is going to be about, but you get in-depth knowledge about from Pedro, from Mabe, or what's her Ellie, Bella
Ramsey,
and you get it from from the producer. You get it from everyone, and you get more in-depth knowledge about the whole episode when you listen to everything. So I'm surprised you actually didn't know that. Well, I guess you just learn something every day. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. So I think with the way that I'm going to say Pedro, but I know it's not Pedro. Joel talks about or tells Ellie that, look, you make the decision. It doesn't matter to me. Kind of, I think down the road that's going to come back, and he's still not going to necessarily accept or be all in and accept Ellie. But there's going to have to be a moment for Joel to be all in, because we know that Ellie is fully on board. She wants Joel, and she wants to care for Joel, and she cares for Joel a lot. And that's a huge part about this whole.
Everyone that I've ever cared about has gone.
Everyone
or have died, except for you.
Except for you.
You son of a biscuit eating sandwich.
So that kind of leads me to, I guess, one of my last questions that I do want to ask you. Does Joel make it out alive?
Ooh, we got to give some context here.
Holy. Oh, okay.
So they, and then you can ask me the question, because I do have my own theory on it.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
So Joel and Ellie go off. They go and do their daughter father type thing. They go shooting together, and she misses a shot. But then they stumble upon Colorado State University, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
And they stumble upon the Fireflies location that they had, and there's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's like science rooms. There's like vaccine stuff. Like they're trying to create a cure, but everybody's gone. And so they come up to this room and they stumble upon these monkeys. They saw these monkeys when they came in. But then through the window, they hear like 4 or 5 guys walking around with bats and crowbars and stuff like that. Bad boys. And so they're planning to escape. They go out the back. They go back to the horse that they were riding on because they were riding on a horse. And Joel gets attacked from his right side, which is the ear that he can't hear out of. He got attacked from the right side. Ellie screamed. He kind of reacted, killed the guy. The guy hit him with the bat, and we come to find out that Joel was stabbed with
the bat.
The bat and the wood from the bat. And so they escape. And the final scenes are Joel falling off of the horse, Bella Ramsey or Ellie crying and saying, "We can't lose you, can't do this, like, please don't go," type thing. And that's where it cuts pretty much.
Lots of questions.
And the question you said is, Joel make it out alive? I sure friggin' hope so. I sure hope so. I sure hope Tommy was following him the entire way, or something. Like, they landed in snow, so the like my thought is like pack that thing with snow and freeze it and get it cold and then try to get as far as you can. Find someone to help. I hope so. I don't know. It's only episode 6.
3 more.
Yeah, and 3 more. And I know that
2.
in the 7, 8, 9.
No, because the next episode is just going to be looking at Ellie's past.
Ellie's past or Ellie's future?
Past.
Oh, you really think so?
I know so.
Oh, because does it say that in the ending?
It goes through her whole thing when she went through the Firefly program, and then shows her going to the mall where she got bit and all that. So, yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for ruining the movie. Or the show. I really,
luckily, it's not a
appreciate
movie.
I think that I think he will live. I think if that's the case, they're going to go into the backstory. Like, yeah, they're going to come back and somehow she got him to safety or something. There's no way they kill him off in the first.
This is where I kind of think like I've been wondering this and I've been thinking this. I think somebody's got to die. I think Joel is. I don't know, dude, because like we got season 2 already in the making, but like I just feel like they might kill off Joel. I mean,
there's no way.
I'm just thinking.
There's no way.
I just have this deep feeling, dude. Got this deep feeling in my gut that they're gonna kill Joel because you're really starting to care for Joel. But then everybody loves a good heartbreak. But with 2 kills, with 2 main characters, basically, you can kill off one and still have another character. So I think what will happen.
You think he's dead?
I don't know. I think he might come.
I don't think he dies here. I don't think he
dies here. No, I don't think he dies here. But I think like in the the last episode is when he dies. And then next season is going to be about Ellie and Ellie trying to survive basically for herself. I mean, no, not necessarily. I know it's a hard thing.
I feel like you could get like 4 or 5 seasons out of
I think if Joel were to die, I think Ellie would kill herself. TBH. And I think if Ellie were to die, I don't think Joel would kill himself right now. But I think in this series, in this season, there needs to be a point where Joel and Ellie or Joel really jumps on board. He goes, both feet in, and he's all in with Ellie. And basically, he sees Ellie more as a daughter this season. I think next season it'll be more as seeing her as Tess. I think that's kind of my prediction. I don't know.
That's like his girlfriend.
Yeah. No, that you know what I'm talking about. That she's like that she can take care of herself, and working with her in a kind of like a job related type format. I don't know, kind of thing. I think that's going to have to be the two of them trying to work together, as well as teaching her all of his known killing methods. So my last question now is also this. Do you think Ellie is going to ever find a scientist now and find a cure? Do you think there will ever be a cure?
Ooh.
Or they just...
Yeah, I think... No, man, I don't know. Because it's like, well, so if Joel dies, right? Like, he is all, like... She knows nothing without Joel, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't know anything.
Yep.
Right? So, yes, maybe at some point there could be, but right now, as the TV show stands, is that everything that Ellie knows is what Joel has done or knows from his past doing whatever he's done. Right? Like, he knew of Tommy being in Wyoming from his past. He knew of the Fireflies from his past. He knew about all, like,
right.
What's his name? Ron Swanson's character, what was his name? From episode 2
Mike
or 3. Mike.
Was it?
I think I don't remember. Shoot, no, I gotta figure that out. Look it up. But yeah, they don't know about those two.
Bill and Frank.
Bill. There we go. They don't know about Bill in that whole encampment there. Like, I think right now she's just learning from Joel and getting as much as she possibly can. And then at some point you can kill him off. Sure. Now she knows what he knows, but I think at some point they have to find a cure. There's got to be a way to end the story. Either she dies, because then the cure can't be created, or the cure can never be created. Well, there's 3, right? They try to make a cure, can't create the cure. She dies, or they create a cure. But then what do you do with that cure?
That's true, because now the whole world's kind of screwed over. And if you make the cure, that gives somebody power over everybody. So I think they will find a cure. I think and then somebody's going to use that as a power move to kind of rule the world, per se. And then Joel and Ellie are going to have to fight that person.
Ooh.
That's yeah.
Okay.
I just came back. Okay. That just came to me right off the freaking bat, man. I cannot believe I cannot believe I just said that. Holy smokes! Can you believe? Wow.
I will say though, and I just want to say, I know this is off topic from the question asked, but I'm really getting a lot of not necessarily exactly Walking Dead vibes, but I'm getting similar ideas to Walking Dead.
Really?
Yes. Have you watched any of that?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, like right now we're seeing that they're traveling, they're trying to figure out where to go. And I feel like at some point it's going to come down to Joel and Ellie and whatever group they're a part of and the Fireflies, right? And the Fireflies trying to be like Negan, for an example, from The Walking Dead, is that they're going to get trapped. Someone's going to die, have a horrific death, somebody that we're going to slowly get to care about. But I feel like this is kind of I feel like that's the direction they're going to head. And I haven't watched Walking Dead since they like Negan showed up in The Walking Dead and that whole thing. So I don't know if they found a cure for the.
This is I don't think this is at all like this is different from HBO. I mean, not from The Walking Dead, but
TWD.
Yeah, but I think you're right in that they're. Well, I don't know if you were saying this, but I think that HBO is going to prolong this as long as they can. They know people are hooked, and they're going to try to get as many people to watch this for as long as they can, which is what happened, I believe, with Walking Dead. This happened with Games of Thrones, and they just kind of kept going and building things until people kind of stopped gaining interest, and they kind of forgot about it, and it wasn't as popular as it was before. So, yeah, I hope they don't. I think they need to end it in a dramatic, amazing way so people can look back at this and say, wow, this was perfectly done. And they ended this right when it needed to be ended. And people are going to, just be subscribers to HBO just because of this show. I'm sure there's people that are subscribing to HBO just because of this show right now. But yeah,
it's got to end with something that's rewatchable.
Yeah, 100%. And I think like a lot of
The Office.
Right. Well, The Office, I was going to say, like,
I know it's a little bit different.
They went on and they kept going and they kept going, and I think they realized they weren't getting as much traction as they once had, so I think they had to end it. So I think in the same way, yeah, I think makes sense. Oh gosh.
And I also think, and I guess the point of what I was bringing up is in like any zombie show, it always comes down to it's either you or the zombie, right? Like the conflict or the battle is you as a human or you as the zombie, right? Or it's you as a human versus another set or another group or another individual. Kind of like how we split up the United States and other countries is, right? Like there's a lot of battles like between Russia and Ukraine, right? Like it becomes either life or death with the zombies or it becomes life or death with another group of people. And that's where the choice has to come into play, because even this episode, not seeing a single infected, right? That's where it points me in that direction that this isn't necessarily going to be a battle of, life or death zombies and humans and Joel and all of them, but this is going to be a battle between them versus another group.
Yeah. And that's where the whole thing with Ellie and getting the cure would come into effect, because somebody's going to, but
somebody's going to want it.
And then they're going to want to use that as some type of leverage for power. So,
yep.
Yeah, dude. That's all I had. Questions I had. Matthew, did you, real quick, I just want to make sure you got the questions that you wanted answered. You wanted to talk about, if there was any that you wanted to, speak about.
Maybe a couple. Dude, so this episode, I really like that. Well, let's refrain here. I personally think that Tommy should have gone with him, right? Because I feel like any brother probably would have gone with us. But I want to know your take, because now he's kind of in a situation where it's like, okay, I've got a kid coming. I've got a pregnant wife. I've got, like all of these things keeping me here. But now I've got blood, relationship, brother who is going to go out into danger. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like you just letting that guy go, or like bring a team with you, like bring a group of people. Like, I feel like, I don't know. It's for me, this show so far has been a show about Ellie and not necessarily Joel. And this episode kind of flipped the script. It was about Joel and Ellie was kind of the side character, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I really, really like that, because I think even though we didn't get a lot of action per se, I feel like I know the characters more now in this episode than really any episode previously in some cases, right? Like if we compare them like on a scale, this one definitely showed me like the power, the things that not Pedro Pascal, Joel has gone through.
Yeah.
And it actually makes me care about the freaking characters more. That's why I almost cried at the end. I was like, dude, he finally just figured, like, he actually just said it. He was like, you know what? I'm freaking pushing everything aside. Like, I care about this person. I care about her. Like, I want to do the right. I want to do the right thing. And then they basically make it to believe that he's dead. Again, I don't think he's dead, but it's just more of a comment. I feel like this entire show has always been built around Ellie, and who she is, in my personal opinion. And I think this episode really like kind of sidelined her a little bit and made Joel kind of the main focus, which I personally enjoyed most.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I think like it was really heartwarming when Joel and Tommy finally met and they embrace each other. Like I got goosebumps. I was like, oh, finally they did it. He did it. And but then it was sad to see that basically the Tommy said no to going with him. And I somewhat agree with Tommy that he's got a family and he now his obligation isn't to Joel. It's to his wife and his children, and he realizes that. And I think I'm for sure a Tommy. I'm on side Tommy. I'm on Tommy on that. So yeah, I think I'm with you there that this is for sure more of a Joel episode, and you're getting a lot more info about Joel, especially when they bring Sarah into it, and he's trying to deal with that, and he still doesn't want to deal with it. And yeah, I agree.
I still think I guess more real question, do you think Joel or Ellie is the main character of the show?
I think Joel is, but that's the thing, is that why I think that I just have this deep feeling in my heart that one of them is going to die, because there's only one. There's only one character in this that they're going to.
It's got to be Joel at some point, I'm sure. Because like I said, he's the stepping stone for her.
So he's
giving her all the info.
Maybe they're going to kill Ellie, because she's going to be. So this is, I think. Okay, this is a bold prediction. Bold prediction coming up. Bold prediction. That was
not factually true, but just bold.
I think they're going to find the cure, and they're going to find it through Ellie. But Ellie is going to be a liability to somebody. So they're going to try to hunt down Ellie, and Joel's going to try to protect her. That is where Ellie dies. Ellie's going to die that way, and Joel is going to rain hell. H-E double hockey stick. My bad, people. I'm so sorry. On terror on the people who had killed Ellie, because he's got all this rage inside of him that needs to come out, needs to be released, and he's going to release it on whoever kills Ellie, his last lover, if you want to say.
His last. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna bypass that. That's why you think she's gonna be like Tess.
Yeah. All right. Is that it? You got nothing else?
Yeah, I think that's a good conclusion to the episode. Yeah. Highly recommend going and watching it. If you haven't seen it and you've watched all the way through, go back and watch it. It's such a good episode. So good. I'm gonna go watch it probably tonight.
I watched it twice actually. TBH, I did.
It's a good episode. And like I said, I freaking got my wife hooked on. That episode hooked. Got my wife hooked.
She's hooked.
Yep.
Well,
so
I think we're gonna leave weekly hauls for next week, because it's weekly and we already did a week. So we're gonna leave weekly hauls, and we've done a pretty good, almost hour and a half episode here. So Yeah, I think that's good for me. I know Matthew likes going a little overtime, but not your boy Regan hosting. So, guys, I want to tell you, thank you guys again for listening and coming in on a late notice of this episode, because usually our episodes come out on Monday. But we came out on Thursday. We showed up for you guys. So, yet again, I just want to thank you all for your
We'll be back to schedule next Monday,
support,
by the way.
and we're coming on Monday. Don't you worry. Here comes my cat.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. All right. Braid my face.
He's got the worst freaking.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
she's waving it. All right, guys.
Take him to the pound.
Well, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you later. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Double G Show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Goof and Goober Show. And why don't you check out our Instagram page at the Goof and Goober Show for even more content and drop a follow. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day.